Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. And that's all I can remember from Road Dog Jesse James.
I'll finish it if you like.
Okay, you go ahead and put.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly brings to you its six-time WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dog Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
Awesome. That was the best era of wrestling ever. WWE Attitude. So how you guys doing?
Doing well. I hear you had a lot of fun. So in a bit, I hope you tell us all about it.
I'll try to tell you. Hey, MCDJ, who's going to be our only viewer today, I'm sure, because Ben's in the stream, so he's not going to be in the chat.
Yes.
So.
And I was just at Montreal Comic Con, and it was wild. It was really good. I almost got to see Roger Clark from Red Dead Redemption 2. Unfortunately, I missed his panel because it just bugged out on me. They changed it, but I did see him, so that's good.
Yeah, I remember going to Comic Con about 10 years ago, and I saw Adam West. And as I was going to take a picture, he turned his head, so I have the back of his head.
No,
that's pretty much it.
Well, hey, that's something. I did see Malcolm McDowell speak. That was good.
Who's that?
We saw
a Clockwork Orange.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. How about you? Input. What's new with you?
Well, I got to call Toyota in the morning and be like, hey, y'all gave me the wrong rotor for this big brake kit. And
how dare they?
And honestly, look, when I was putting it on, I felt like I'm not even mad. It's just more of like a disappointment thing, you know. Like it happens. It's whatever. It's an easy fix. No reason to be upset by it or anything. But when it happened, what immediately popped in my mind was that scene from Fast and the Furious where that Asian guy is holding the dude over the engine bay, and he's like, you know, do you see a problem, Ted? And Ted's like, no. He's like, we ain't got no engines, Ted. We ain't got no engines.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of sitting there like, we ain't got no rotors, Ted. We ain't got no rotors.
Hey there, David. David, you wrote on Facebook that I'm glad that you canceled Kickback for $116, but you're getting double evil dealer thingy and Artfire, which is Canadian Inferno. So I'm really happy for you. Happy late birthday.
Oh, Canada, that's all that I know.
You know what? That's all that I know, and I'm freaking from here. So I know the French version better. And then Ninja Bill, how are you?
Doing well. Just chilling, playing around with Gundams. I was building a V-Link mecha kit. It's this sort of a knockoff Diaclone thing, and I'm
Nice.
digging it. I'm digging it. So yeah.
All right. Well, I got a knockoff. I think I showed it. Did we go live not long ago? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, masterpiece. Nice.
Yeah.
What up, Deluxe, MCDJ, David, CT?
Okay, Deluxe, I'm going to ask again. Do you want to join us? Because every time you come, you show up, you love Transformers. I say do you want to come? And then you say, no, I can't. But I'm still going to ask you, do you want to join? Because I love you.
Peer pressure. Give in to the peer pressure, Deluxe.
Exactly.
Come on, Deluxe. Let's
He's like
go.
the most popular people. Like that's what everybody was saying from Comic-Con Baltimore, is that everybody knows Deluxe. So, you know, he's good to have on stream, man. He attracts the crowd because of this sexiness.
Yeah.
What I like
He's
about
a
him.
beast, man. He is a
Exactly.
beast.
But
Big
now that
beast,
he's
man.
going to move, I miss floor time. I miss, you know, when he was kicking the baby and everything. So he hasn't been able to do that. So,
Well, he kicked the baby in his last review.
He kicked the
Yeah,
baby
but-
in his last review. Yeah.
exactly. Actually, you know what? I've skipped everything this weekend. Okay. So, for those people who might not know, there was a major outage of Rogers this
Yes, I was
weekend.
affected.
Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah.
what is Rogers for everyone who's
Rogers
not in
is
Canada?
Your cell phone service.
cell
Okay.
phone, TV, cable,
Interact.
internet, and interact for some play.
Yeah.
So in Canada, there's two major internet provider, which they're not even they're telecommunication companies, two major ones, and then there's some provincial ones here and there. So you have Rogers and Bell who are across Canada, and then you have let's say for Quebec we have Videotron, and then in Ontario they have Shaw. So those are local
TELUS as well.
network.
Yeah.
So Rogers went down. So
Mm.
50% of Canada was without internet. So basically, the internet stopped in Canada. It just didn't get in, and it was pure crap because I was at a hotel, the Hilton, Mississauga, and I haven't seen Paris and Hilton, so I was disappointed. And the whole Wi-Fi network there was Rogers, so I didn't get the complimentary Wi-Fi. And I did have to pay $10 for a freaking microwave.
What the hell?
Yeah, it wasn't included in the room. And then I said,
Wow.
but I called
Wow.
earlier and I told them I need a microwave and a fridge, and they were out of fridge, and there was a shortage of microwave. And so overall, my experience was not that great.
No.
At the convention, because I wish I would have been able to pull out my phone and just show everybody live what it was like, but I just couldn't because my whole data plan would have just gone to shit. So that site sucked.
Not to jinx everything, but isn't technology wonderful? Please don't
It
jinx
is.
the show. Fake
I'll say-
mistakes,
Hey,
please don't
Chauncey, good to see
I'll
you.
say this: when I went to TFCon, years ago now,
Yep.
I left my phone in the room. I
Oh.
mean, I didn't, and it was like it's gonna sit in the desk drawer, and that's it. And then if somebody wants to take some pictures or something or whatever, call me, then I'll just call them back when I get there. Whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I wanted to just have my phone to film more than anything.
I get that.
So it was because I did tape. Like I went around the whole floor room, the showroom, and had my phone up, and so. But I haven't looked at the result yet, and I did shoot a little something in my room to show this what I picked up. So I might do a video after that.
So Raz,
Quickly.
we were doing we were in info booth, so all the lost and found came to us. So we found there were 2 phones, there was debit cards, there was all kinds of stuff that came,
Right?
because people didn't claim them, and
Any
actually,
dildos?
yeah,
That would have been, come on.
no.
So does that, as someone who's staffed, for 21 years, several anime conventions, we get lots of lost found.
Yeah.
Does that carry over to the next year? And you advertise, you go to the bridge or whatever you guys call your central office. We called ours the bridge, and in much anime conventions, hey, we put up a nice, electronic advertisements, and we send out emails. And so, by the way, if you lost something last year, feel free to come up to this area and check to see if we still have it.
I don't think so, because one of the things is this bag that somebody left, and I'm going to give it to my niece because nobody claimed it. So why not? So
yeah,
So
we
people,
don't
after
keep
the con is over, that's it. You lost.
that's it. You lost it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we keep those things only because liability is because back in 2000, I want to say 2005. See, we used to do the same thing. Or no, it was 2004. Somebody had lost several cards,
No.
credit cards,
Mhm.
and because we were the ones who held it, we were made liable, and they were actually going to sue us for theft and embezzlement.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to
Yeah.
America, folks.
What's
the land
going
of
on in the
sue-happy
US?
individuals.
Yeah. So
Wow.
to make sure we never assume that kind of liability again, we have to actually every year after the convention put the lost and found items into a safe and then pull them out for the convention.
Wow.
See, that guy, by his stupid complaint, created a precedent that now every freaking con's going to have to follow. It's the dumbest stuff ever.
I wonder what happened to people just being like, okay, you're gonna sue me, cool, sue me, whatever. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna just call it bluff, man. Like whatever.
Oh, I would.
That's
So
it.
the thing is he won. This is why we have to do this now. We have to put it in a lock safe every year after the convention, and then pull the stuff out the next year. We have to.
Okay, but then each year that thing gets just bigger and bigger.
And after 5 years, if nobody has claimed it, then we can do whatever we'd like with it.
5 years?
Holy
Yep.
shit,
5 years.
man. Well, do a silent auction on the stuff. Well, maybe not the credit cards and stuff, but people leave stuff. You do a silent auction, and there you go. So that's how my not Comic Con, TFCon started. It was a silent auction. So I brought in tons of toys that I didn't want to hassle to, sell and ship and everything. And I entered a draw for that. There was a Black Zarek, MP Hound. There was a couple other MPs, tons of cons exclusive, and so I didn't win shit, but I got rid of 20 toys.
See, here's the thing though, with our with the convention I staff is we are a non-profit convention. We make nothing from any all our money is from donations and from the convention itself. We have nobody, supporting us, no company supporting us, nothing like no sponsors. So
makes sense.
the liability is bigger because of that. So
that makes sense. Well, no, it doesn't. You shouldn't be liable. But anyway, so I'm gonna just pull it back a little bit here, and I'm gonna point at this thing there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that Jinbao. Yeah.
Yes.
So right now he's standing right there. So he's standing. But if I move him, his foot, the Mixmaster part, caves in. Because there's there's nothing on the roof. There's no peg that holds it there. So I'm gonna take a piece of wood, maybe a toothpick or something, and I'm gonna slide it under so that it's rigid. And then after that, I'm going to put him up here next to Omega.
Is he supposed to be like that?
No.
I
don't think
heard that there was a lot of stability issue with him.
What up, Ken?
What figure did you get?
Jinbao oversized Devastator.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The joints get real weak over time.
Exactly. So,
but he just got it. You just got it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but I got it from China, so I don't know how long it's been sitting in the box.
Okay.
But the packaging, man, it's when I shoot the review, I think I filmed it. It was 2 boxes, so 3 per box, all individually wrapped in tiny bubbles. So I think next time I order something from China, I'm going to wait until I get something from Amazon and open both at the same time and do a comparison packing video.
That's a
just
good point.
Show Amazon how it's done. It's
yeah. Amazon ships everything in the envelopes, right? So
yes, that was a big thing.
Yeah,
everything
it still is.
Sick of Amazon shipping like that. Sick of it.
And their prices are not good. Like there's so many individual little stores that I prefer waiting a month and a half with AliExpress. And even if Memo had told me don't, because he works for a bank, so he knows all the disputes that's open with AliExpress. So apparently it's pretty bad, but it happens. So
I just had Ultra Megatronus order Cyberverse Wild Wheel for me, and from Amazon, because that's the only place I can find it. And I just hope that when he gets it and he can ship it to me, that it's in one piece, because that bubble mailing crap they like to ship out their figures in. I'm sick of it.
Just to answer Deluxe, no one knows who I am. I have 210 subscribers. I went there with the t-shirt of my channel. The only person who did recognize me was Greg Berger, because I said, hey, I made the video about you. And he lit up. He was like, hey. So that was the only recognition I got. And you know what? It was good enough for me. Because then if you remember from back with my interview with Michael Bell, I asked, how would I be best to approach Mr. Berger, because he hadn't replied to me in the past. He said, just walk up to him. Just go and walk up to him. So I did, and I said, I have a message for you from Michael Bell. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. He said, I asked him, what I should do to. He said, but he said that just to walk up to you. So I said, I don't have a recording device, but would you mind doing an interview later on? So he said, yeah. He said, I didn't reply to you because honestly, he said, I just get too many messages. So they get lost. So I sent him my by message. I sent him my email. And hopefully he's going to reply, and then I'll set something up. So
Nice.
but he's fantastic.
What up, Chauncey?
Like,
He is.
Ken?
like up here, all there. The voice, all there. Walking up some stairs, I could see. Okay, he's not 40 anymore. Like it, it's catching up. But fantastic, man. And they had like interview for. They were doing a script reading. So basically, one of the organizers wrote a script at TFCon. So it's basically every voice actor you have there. Here's their character, and then we're going to add 4 more characters, and they're played by people at the con auditioning. And poor kid, there was a little girl, maybe 9, and she walked up to the mic, and then the voice of RC in Transformer Energon told her, I'm proud of you. And the girl just froze and started crying and ran. It broke everybody's heart. And then the organizer grabbed the mic, and she's like, no, little girl, next year, we had the same situation with somebody else. She froze, and then she came back the following year and knocked everybody down. I want you back next year to knock everybody down. And so everybody was like super, cheerful behind her. And so, but oh man, that poor girl, she froze, and it was so sad. So anyway, but she had the guts to go to the mic. I didn't. So anyway.
And how dare that guy age on you and have to walk slowly up the stairs? How dare he? Right in front of you.
No, I'm just saying you don't. He seems really, really young. You watch him on camera, and then when I saw him walking up the stairs, I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, the guy's 60 something.
How dare he get old on you?
Sometimes you just realize stuff, later. Yeah. So, but he's
being the oldest one here. I'm pretty sure that I am the oldest one here, and that in this particular business. Yeah. I somewhat feel offended. No, not really, but still.
Yeah, I mean, up here, he's all there, and it's so good. Like I chatted with him a little bit. Then I took the elevator with Paul Davis, who was one of the main writers for the show. He was there, and he's a good guy, good fun. There was Laurie Fazzo, who did the voice of Orion Pax, and Dive Bomb, and 2 other Predacons. And he only did like 14 roles in his career, so I don't know what he's doing now, but he was there. Super funny guy. So, and then they all did the script reading. Which some story between Beast Wars and the Autobots. They took dead characters and brought them back to life. With Starscream was there because Doug Parker, the voice of Pterosaur and Starscream in Beast War, was there. So they had this whole story. So it lasted about half an hour, and so that was pretty interesting. Take care, Deluxe, man. Ken, good to see you, man.
I want to say this about Greg Berger, dude. He's one of the nicest individuals. I don't mean like from a celebrity standpoint or anything else. Like he reminds me of like that genuine grandpa, just that's what he is. He's just a nice guy, man. Really nice guy.
So, but I mean, these guys are, in my head, they're young forever, right?
Yeah.
So, and then when I interview them, they don't, I can tell the difference between the pictures that I found online and them. And I'm like, okay, so that's not a recent picture I found. So it makes sense. But it's just that you don't want these people to age. You want them to voice your favorite characters forever. So, when you hear about health problems and stuff, it's like, oh, man.
Me and my buddy were talking about that. It was like, because for him, it's really weird because one of his favorite comic book artists is almost 65. And so we were just had this discussion about when we meet, well, not when we meet, but when we find these people, that we absolutely fall in love with their work. For us, they're forever that age that we found out about them. So to him, this guy is always 36 years old, but he's 65 and he's going through health problems and stuff. And for him, he's like, damn, I'm getting old because he's 60. I was 17 when I found him. And
there's some moments in life that's just gonna give you a age shot, and it's not long ago. I'm going to a party and I'm meeting some old friends. Well, not old friends, just people I haven't seen in a couple years. But then one of them brought his daughter, which I knew when she was a kid, and he's like, "Oh, this is Oceana," and I'm like, "She's 16. She's a woman." I'm like, "Where?" I felt so fucking old at that time. I was like, "This is terrible. Go away." Now I was happy to see her, but come on.
But talking about people getting old, it's like your favorite singers, right? So once if a band changes singers because of something, you know, it's like Bruce Dickinson, for example. I mean, I wish that you would live forever because I'm a huge Maiden fan, right? So it's that sort of thing. Because if I remember that he left the band, and who was it? Blaze, what's his name, that took over? It was just not the same.
All I know is Bruce.
I'll say this. I'll say this about Bruce.
Blaze Bailey. Yeah.
I'll say this about Bruce: is his problem is that his voice doesn't age.
No,
because when you look at a lot of those singers from the 70s and 80s, you're like, yeah, man, let's go see Black Sabbath, and you hear Ozzy hit, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's old.
Yeah, Ozzy, just from the show, the Ozzy, the Osbourne, and he was speaking like this, and it's like, oh man, it's like he sounds like my dad. But I mean, have you heard James Hetfield in concert? It's not the same at all.
No, it's not. Like he
sings like a dad. That's a dad.
He's got ever since he got the surgery on his, got all the calluses removed from the inside of his throat and everything. He's always had this country twang now in his vocals. So it's kind of it's not that rough and gritty. He's just got that like
that's the thing. I prefer Dave Mustaine, wasn't the singer, just started singing because they couldn't find anybody, and I love this story. Basically, he just got tired of all the interview. He just jumped on stage, sang the whole song, and then fell on the ground panting because he was out of breath.
That's it.
So he had to learn how to be a singer, and now that he's older, he's singing pretty much the same thing. So
but he looks so old too. If you watch his latest video, you're like, wow, Dave, what happened?
Oh yeah,
dude, I will say, Dave Mustaine.
He's only a little older than I am.
Dave Mustaine hit the brick wall of old. Like he was 40 for the best 20 years, and then 3 years ago, he just hit the wall as hard as he could, and then instantly turned 60.
Exactly. I'm more of a Dave Mustaine fan than I am a Megadeth fan.
Really?
I love Megadeth, love him, but there's nothing better for me to catch an interview with Dave and just let him hear him talk. And it's rare because I don't consume a lot of artists, because the more you know about artists or actors, then the more you're disappointed. Like my favorite actor growing up was the principal from Ferris Bueller, and now he's a fucking pedophile.
Well, look at Mel Gibson, for example. So Mel Gibson's a perfect example of somebody who I loved during the Mad Max and Lethal Weapon and all that, and then he turned out to go off the deep end.
Exactly.
I'll say this just as a bit of advice, just from somebody who's kind of in that same boat. So basically, from me to you two guys, is separate the art from the artist. And I don't mean that to sound rude or mean or anything.
That's it.
But just to keep your sanity about it and stuff. So
that's the thing. Now I consume very little behind the scenes stuff or magazines, and I used to work at a corner store, so I was aware of all of these drama, the whole Bennifer thing, and shit like that. But eventually, I just went, you know what? These people are nuts. I'm just gonna consume the product. I don't
Speaking,
care what
The-
type of personality you have. That's it.
and I'll say this: the thing about Dave Mustaine is he's always been an asshole. He's always, I mean, and it's not like in a bad way. You know, he's just if somebody calls him an asshole, he doesn't deny it. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. He knows.
so I respect that.
Well, I respect what he's been through and the progress he's made. I wish he didn't go back to religion at some point. But it happens to like Hulk Hogan, the same thing now. He's born again Christian, so whatever.
I my thing, like I do agree. Just I am disappointed. I can't. I don't know him personally, so I won't say disappointed. But Dave, with his history,
John C. Sorry, John C. I'm not looking at the chat because. Okay, hold on. So Ken was there, and then Jeffrey Jones, yes, and then I can't respond for the track personal life of Jackass. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And sorry, no, keep talking to yourself, man. It's good for the sanity. So, okay.
But I'll say this: I do find it interesting, and I do want to. I would love to sit down and just pick his brain about it. But with everything that he went through because of religion in his early years as a kid, I really want to know what drove Dave back to Christianity the way it did.
Yeah. Well, his reasoning: he was sitting on a hill, and he saw a church, and he told himself, "What do I have to lose?" To me, you have to lose pretty much. That's a lot. I mean,
yeah,
I respect everybody's belief. Actually, my personal belief is that whatever you think is going to happen to you when you die, I hope it happens. I wish you whatever version of paradise you want. My version of paradise is I'd be doing interviews with everybody from my early childhood to today, everybody that I've admired, everybody that I just want to have a chat with them for as long as I want, talking about different things. All those imaginary conversation I told myself I would have with them if I meet them, I want to have those. That's my version of paradise. But enough about my crazy ideas. Let's do toy hauls. And it's not a super big one because I'm not super rich. Oh, and by the way, just guys, in case my wife is watching, every price I say, add $10.
okay, I can do that.
Way to keep it on the internet secret.
Shit, I gained weight, man.
It's on the internet. It's on the internet, so it'll stay secret forever.
Okay,
Nobody will ever see it.
Well, oh, Memo, do you have time to join? Do you have time to join?
Oh God, yeah, Memo, come on,
Memo.
You said you weren't home, but you're there. You're there. I see you now. Yes, just $10, Memo. Shh. You don't need to be home, man. You have a phone. Just join. Anyway. Okay. All right. So first, the small haul that I got is, I thought it was the Power of the Primes one, or Titan Returns, or whatever. Prime War
Generation.
Universe, yeah.
But that's Universe.
Oh yeah.
So he transformed very solidly. Like he's a good mold. It's not really a Lambo, but it works. But they did a lot of emphasis on the striping on the top.
Yes.
So, but he's good.
And it's a good mold. Toy Hacks has a great set for him. They also have an alternative set to turn him into tiger tracks. But I put that set actually on my side swipe of that mold.
Okay.
And it looks amazing. Do I have that? Yes, I do. I'll be right back.
I have the promo art too that came with the toy.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That Iron Man promo product shot, animated toys, and so that was different. And the instructions and everything. So I was happy. This one, and forget the whole price joke. This one was 25.
35. It was 35.
25. No, real
35.
30.
30.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
is pretty good. That is
Yep.
pretty good.
I have so many toy hacks now. I have G1 Sunstreaker. I
I got a
Master-
boatload to
I-
put on.
I just got. That's the thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
ordered too much.
So
I
I mean,
just received my masterpiece windows for Sunstreaker because I didn't want the whole set, and they just sold the windows separately. So I'm like, really? And then I just got Kingdom Sideswipe.
I got to do all the seekers, all the Earthrise seekers.
Ah, man, it's just so many stuff.
So many. Like I'm one of the few that actually got the cone heads. So I do have the cone heads.
So you're gonna mail that to my address.
Because in Canada, I don't know if Raz told you, but in Canada, we never really got the cone heads.
We did.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. And it was such a blunder by Hasbro. Such a blunder. Because
Yes,
then,
David, I spent much.
yeah, because then you go on
I'm not gonna give you a number.
eBay or whatever, and it's ridiculous, the prices.
I
Okay.
will say, don't hate me, but I got mine, and I sold them. I sold them to Danny Dolphin
I know.
for just an
You're such a gentleman, man.
insane low amount. 'Cause we're
holy crap, I still owe you a kicker, don't I? An input.
I think so. I don't remember.
A kicker.
Yeah.
I want to check something. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Are they?
No, I don't. We were going to trade. We never did trade, so I guess I don't.
Well, they never reached
Oh.
retail here in Canada, so it's
They sold out.
Yeah.
CMD store had a couple cone heads to sell. Wanna know
okay.
how much? $250.
$250 Canadian, which
Yeah.
is
And that
How
you know
much
when
American
an
now?
online store
That's
does
probably
this,
like 200 US.
yeah. When an online store does that, it kind of pisses me off.
See,
Oh yeah.
here's my thing with CMD store, dude. Like they scalp stuff so bad.
Yes, they do.
Agreed.
And it's you got it 2 months early. Well, we're gonna charge an extra $30 or something.
That's the thing. That's why I prefer DJC Collectibles. My sponsor. He doesn't do scalping stuff because he's an honest man, honest business Canadian man.
There you go.
Good.
Okay, I won an auction. I was trying to auction because they had a charity I mentioned earlier, and I wanted to get. They had a
I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
green light, and I really wanted to have. No, it's not green light. It was
Moonracer?
no. I got Moonracer. So
what's-
no,
I know
green
green
light.
light. I know
Green
he
light.
means.
You showed the image today on Facebook. It was green light.
Yeah, no. I got Moonracer.
You got
Oh,
that was
what?
Moonracer.
Yeah,
you're
okay, yeah, it
thinking
was
of-
Moonracer. You
Okay,
see,
I got this one. I paid $25.
Yeah, Moonracer. That's what I thought it was, and you said
Yeah,
no.
but then the auction that I tried to was another
Was for
one
another
of
one.
her, but it was green. So
And
I'm
it was
thinking
another-
it was green
another
light,
green
but it
one.
wasn't the Siege. Was she reissued in Siege?
Chromia.
No,
Chromia.
no. There was a bigger pack.
Yeah, Chromia. That was
No,
Siege.
no,
and then there was
Chromia was the blue one. Hold on. If I
And
go
then-
Siege green light images,
I don't think green light's the name though.
it
don't-
is. I just
they
popped
did
her.
a night.
Okay.
They did a night
All right.
bird.
If it
they did a
Autobot
night
green
bird.
light and
Autobot.
Dazzle
Oh yes.
Strike.
Yes, I think
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Autobot green light. Yes,
So
you're
I'm
right.
just gonna share that because I like to prove that I'm right all the time. That's why you know. Share screen, and I'm gonna share this one here, and it's gonna go nuts. Share, woo, and this. But is that a reissue of a Power of the Primes or Prime Wars or whatever?
No,
No.
No.
Okay, so
No.
it was this one.
it's a repaint. It's a
Yeah.
repaint, but it's
Yeah,
it's
with a
not
different head
yeah.
sculpt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
I missed her.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna
You ain't
unshowed.
missing-
Look
you ain't missing
here
nothing
into
special,
I'll tell you that.
infinity. Okay,
Ain't missing nothing special, I'll tell you that.
so no. This is a far superior mold
Yes,
to Chromia.
it is.
The transform.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a straight repaint.
It's like I tell people, if you want a decent Chromia, go get the T30 version because that's the best version.
Yeah.
I like Chromia. I like the Nightbird mold, but this one transforms so much better because it's open. I opened it because and
It had to come out of the plastic. We get it.
it's fantastic. I really like it. It just I don't need the whole transformation into an arm because I'm not trying to do a combiner of with jazz. And I'm like, man, these force combiners were something else.
I wonder when we're gonna get a flame war because we need a flame war. We've never gotten a flame war.
We got a flame war at retail and we got one at BotCon.
Okay.
But like a modern day take on her.
Lancer.
Yeah.
Chauncey's thinking of Lancer. And that's who I'm missing. Right now I'm missing Greenlight, Lancer, and Firestar.
Okay.
Firestar.
I think Firestar, isn't she called Nova?
Yep.
In
Nova
in
Star.
Power of the Primes.
Yeah, Power
Nova
of the
Star.
Primes. Yeah.
Because Firestar was a Marvel trademark, and so which is funny is because in the '80s cartoon you saw her as Firestar, and that's because Sunbow and Marvel were working together, so they didn't mind it then when she was called Firestar, but they minded it later because they still use the character Firestar in the Marvel comics. And,
yes, of course.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I missed on Greenlight because somebody bidded more than I was willing to pay. I was up to 80, and then she bidded 81, and I'm like, no, 80 is good.
You should have went 81 and 1 cent.
Yeah, I know. I didn't decide the price, but then I bid 40 on a 2-pack of weaponizers.
Yes.
So I got Cog,
and you got Brunt.
And as Lone Dragon puts it, you can make new characters. You can mix them up and call him Brog and something else.
What up, Ultra Megatronus? I was just talking about you.
Ultra Megatronus. Who was the? Okay, no, we are with Spidey and his amazing friend. Yes,
yep,
Spider-Man, voiced by Dan Gilbert.
Angelica Jones is Firestar, and she's still in use in Marvel Comics.
I know, because these people never retire, man. Yeah. Greg Berger is still working on stuff right now. Okay, so I got these two for the auction. Mainly, I just wanted Cog, but I'm disappointed.
What do you think about that red Cog coming out? Are you going to look for that?
I'm not getting red Cog because I hate the transformation on this one. It's just 8-step, and you just flat. It's like the Spike with Wiki that came with the Buzzwordy Bumblebee. You just flat him on his back, pull his arm up, and that's it.
Get him drunk and push him over.
Yeah, but Brunt was actually a fun transformation.
Yep,
Brunt is a very good character. Brunt is very good. I really like him.
And then which one do I show?
He's the best out of all the weaponizers.
The weaponizers. He is the best. Because he's a Decepticon. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Well,
look at that.
I like Six Gun. Okay, I like Six Gun just fine. He's my second favorite one, but
Six Gun good.
Six Gun is my copy's loose, so I don't really like him. Slammer, fantastic mold.
His Slammer's okay too, yeah.
Slammer, see, that's weird. Like Slammer, I might be missing something, but my Slammer tends to do a Fat Joe and just kind of leans back at the top. It just it's just kind of weird.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. He kind of poses a little.
Yeah. Look, this is him right now. He can't stand straight up. He's got to lean backwards.
Okay. Loose joints.
Oh,
that's why I like him. I can relate to that.
I think,
oh my god!
Yeah, and the top half on mine doesn't lock into place. So
I missed you, man. I missed you, Memo. I really do miss Memo. Like we haven't been able to connect for a while for stream and stuff like that. So I do miss him.
It's all right. It's okay. I mean,
I know. I'll get
TFT's been on hiatus for how long now? Just because me and Dan can't really sync up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. But you guys are gonna come back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like the show's coming back, but it'll be different.
Well, I gave you my advice when you did that poll, so
yeah, no, absolutely, and I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, because I am taking a lot of that, a lot of your ideas.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that, and then I can join you.
Yeah. Hey, look, my channel. Look, I've always said this. My channel is an open forum. If you ever want on, just hit me up on Discord or Instagram and be like, "Hey, man, I want to be on Wednesday at 7. Is that cool?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, that's fine." Just send me your email.
It's
and
pretty
and
much
I'll
how
get
you
an
work
invite.
with me. I send you a message. You available? Yep. So there you go.
That's
what
cool.
we need.
That's good.
Okay, TFCon Chicago. It's actually it's not too far from Canada. I could think about it.
And it's
All right. Next is a surprise because my plan when I actually left here was I'm going to get a Gnaw, an Alicon, and a Quintesson, and if I'm lucky, the Pit of Judgment.
Okay.
And then I saw the Pit of Judgment, and I realized it's not the same Quintesson in the Pit of Judgment. Like the heads were made different, or maybe it was.
It's a different color. It's got a different color.
It's a different mold. Like it seemed that the head were more inside.
No, it's the same mold. It's just it's a slightly different color.
Okay, and then the Alicon looked different, like because it's the jailer.
Yeah, it is.
But it was
that's slightly remolded. Yeah.
So he was 200. So I'm like, okay, I'm not getting that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like,
this is the Pit of Judgment Quintessons right here. It's just different colors. That's all it is.
And then I think that the energy blast on the bottom side, that's a different color too. It's like a light blue instead of a clear.
Exactly. This is a bluish color. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't get that. And then after that, I saw other stuff. And I saw this guy.
Oh, I love that mold. I have the cup of that. Fantastic figure. And by the way, that is a KO of what is it? No, but that's a KO of Magic Square's cup.
Yeah, but that is McFan.
Yeah, that's a McFan toy.
Yes, that's McFan's toys.
Well, and then to prove it's a good KO or a bad one, I don't know. So I opened him up.
KO, but it's
and
so good.
He has all his. He's quite small. And he has all of his parts, and there's even a stand thing, but he looks really good.
Be aware. I'm not sure on that copy, but be aware of my Sergeant. Yeah, I have that very same one. Be aware on the joint on his right side.
Okay.
When you transform him, the joint on the right side, right there, sometimes you have to stress to, yes, exactly. I have it as well.
Yeah,
you have to stress that joint to put that arm.
But he's an interesting transformation.
Weird.
The way that the chest pulls to the side and then you fold it back, and
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But then I look at the instruction because I was just because I recorded something, and anyway I mentioned it and I haven't posted it, and then I look at the instruction. It's freaking cup. They didn't even bother to do new instructions with the molded set. Screw it. Let's put veteran in there. That's what he's called, veteran.
Yep.
So, but I don't have an Orion packs, and I know there's a 2-pack coming in Legacy that's been kind of leak of an Alpha Trion, and but I already have the Iron Factory Alpha Trion. I'm quite happy with him. So I figured I'm going to get him, and beside Optimus Prime, he's going to be super tiny. So
just be aware of this joint that you used for the chest transformation because it stresses the plastic a bit.
I can see that.
Be aware of it.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to stay in robot.
Otherwise, I love this Sergeant. Sergeant is a fantastic legend size cup.
Veteran.
No, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Well, so so let me clarify this real quick. Sergeant was the name of Magic Square when they did him.
Amen 30.
And then when they KO'd him, they
called it veteran, yeah.
They called it veteran.
Hit the bell.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. It's a great mold. And this V-Link set I was talking about before actually works with all they're a subsidiary of McFan Toys. So you get these Rio V-Link mecha that I was talking about earlier, and all of the weapons and all of that stuff works with him.
30's correct. It's DX9. DX9 did the cup, and he's absolutely right. I don't know why I keep saying Magic Square.
I love seeing new names in the chat. That's always fun. Okay, and then
Yeah.
something I didn't plan on getting, but then when I saw him,
course.
and it wasn't overpriced.
Okay.
Beside that fantastic Jin Bao. Sorry, I'm just bragging. But
Hey, you got the right to brag.
It was not over. Oh yes.
Nice.
Skylink.
Fantastic.
I saw him online for 220 most of the time.
Oh boy.
In
No.
my opinion, the best commander class yet released.
Well,
Pound for pound.
he's
The
actually,
best.
you know what? He's similar in weight. He's like the in between in weight between Jetfire, Skyfire, and Rodimus Prime.
Well, I didn't say wait. I'm talking just in playability, in
Oh yeah,
transformation.
playability on this one is. I haven't transformed him fully yet.
Yes.
Because I was in a hotel room and I had no scissors, so I had to remove each of those, all of these bots. I removed the pins by twisting and pushing through and pulling out, and it took me forever. While I was watching 2 hours of Friends, followed by an hour of Big Bang Theory on whatever channel was available.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh god.
But you know what? I realized growing up, I like sitcoms.
Look, to this day I love sitcoms, but I've never liked Friends, and Big Bang Theory fell off for me like season 5 or so.
That's when I stopped. I actually haven't watched all of. Well, I never watched all of Friends, but it's just fun to catch once in a while.
So I hope on your Skylinks it doesn't have a nice, deep burn on the left side door, the upper door. I don't have mine in the room to show you, but yeah, on the door there, it looked like somebody in the factory must have,
He
dropped
hasn't taken
something
it out of the
hot.
box yet. So there
Right
you
on
go.
the bat. Hey, Input, you mentioned one day that you were going to put this map together.
I did, didn't I? My bad. I totally forgot about that. Yes.
Well, I've never seen anybody collect everything to be able to put that map
This
together.
is coming from the same man who promised all of us, his viewers, that he was going to redo the Diaclone commercials too, but he never.
Diaclone.
So
Hey, I said that when I was getting those Diaclone figures, but then I started getting priced out. $200 a figures.
Oh yeah, Diaclone is there. I was looking for a Delta Magnus. I have to say, I was looking for a Delta Magnus. Didn't find one. There was tons of G1 parts. I mean, one thing I was looking was, is it classic Starscream back in 2008, maybe?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm missing one of his launchers. And then Ramjet, I'm missing the two little fake wings to complete the whole wing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for that, but nobody had stuff for that.
Shapeways.
Huh?
You can find most replacement parts on Shapeways.
Oh, guy, my girlfriend is there. Don't talk about price. Don't talk about price.
I didn't say price.
Yeah, he didn't pay $65. He did not pay $65 for any of this stuff.
Bonjour, mon amour. There she is. I'm just gonna say something in French, guys. J'ai fait une blague au gars pour dire que tous les prix que je disais, fallait qu'on rajoute 10$ parce que tu étais peut-être dans le chat.
La tout le monde, and that's about it. Oui. Hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amigo?
That's Spanish.
Sí. Habla inglés, sí.
Ben, you speak French?
That's what I got. That's all I got.
Wait.
That's all I got.
So, okay, she's laughing, guys. So we're good. She's laughing. I'm safe.
I was at Info booth at Montreal Comic Con. I had to speak French because there was a lot of the people that came up were French.
Okay, did you see a tall guy with broad shoulders, probably a white shirt, that kind of looks like me? That's my son. So anyway, okay.
No, but I saw Wilson Fisk.
I bought this, and I'm happy with it, except the clip.
You got to put the front on first and then pull it back.
Okay, I pull it back, but it doesn't stay.
No. Okay, so try pressing the button on the front that would release it, and try to. There you go.
Okay.
And then kind of realign it, and then see if that helps. See if that does it. Is that?
It has to.
Yeah. Because it's fairly solid once you click it in.
It's not. No, it's. I'll have to. I'll reach
Hold on.
out, guys. I'll reach out. But so far, he's not clicking.
I got mine right here. You continue. I'm gonna take them apart and see if kind of do like a quick. Yeah. Okay. So bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
I will review him.
There you go. So you got this little clip right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the back.
It is in the back. And check this out. There's a
okay.
hole in Luke's butt. So what you do is you clip the backside down first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Make sure it's in that, and then the front, and then it clips down.
Clips down. Yeah.
Hold on. Man, he's tight. There it is. Thank you. That's why we have this community, because I'm an idiot. All right.
The community exists for one reason.
Because I'm an idiot. There you go. That's why we're here. All right. Yes, David. Thank you. I paid $6.
He was there. He saw the whole thing.
Yep.
So, Raz, I told you I got drag strip, right? So I got drag strip.
Yeah. What else did you get from that Comic-Con?
I got drag strip. I got a Vader. I got Black Series Vader.
Show it.
No,
You can't just say stuff. You have to show stuff. This is what a stream is for.
We have to show it too, because like I don't want to go downstairs and get all the stuff I just posted online the other day. They're all downstairs, and I don't want to go get them.
Is that Empire Vader?
Yes, that's Empire Vader.
Nice.
Looks good.
And then I got. Okay, let me just see here.
Oh, good one, David. Yes, I'm going to send you this figure.
Hold on.
You just wait for your art fire. You're going to have plenty of fun with that.
Drag strip.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I skipped the whole Stunticon things.
Yeah. And
Because they're my least favorite.
and Zartan.
I gotta go. I gotta go. On that
Later
note,
input.
no,
Later input. You have a good one.
no, I'm
No,
saying
he's rooting because I said I don't like the Stunticons. He does that every time.
Hey, I don't like the Stunticons. See, look, he's not alone. Look. Okay, so I have
love the
drag
Stunticons.
strip now. I have drag strip.
by myself.
No. I look, to this day, I have 0 Stunticons in my collection, right? So my
Okay.
brother, being, the fantastic brother he is and loving me the way he does, he buys me one because he knows I don't like him. So he
You
buys
will
me,
enjoy them, damn it.
so he buys me drag strip, and he said, "Oh, by the way, I'm sending you drag strip." And I was like, "But I passed on him like 50 times now." He said, "Yeah, but you're gonna love him, so he's coming your way." And I'm like, great." He said, "I'll send you Motormaster too." I'm like, okay. That's like,
See, tell your brother that I don't like combiners. Just tell him I don't like combiners.
I like. No, that's not true, because the Protectobots are my favorite. So that's my favorite combiner.
No, but not you, me. Tell him I don't like
I
something.
get you. I'm slow on the uptake sometimes. I'm 52. The Alzheimer's is starting.
52?
Yeah.
Dude, that's just 8 years more than me. So,
Well, tomorrow I'll be 46. So there you go.
You're older than me. Okay.
I'm still in my 30s.
Bunch of young.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, he's the youngest and he has the most subscribers. There you go. That's how it works. Youth before talent. I'm kidding. You're way more. You do more interesting stuff than I do.
No, I don't. No, I
Oh,
don't.
come on. My voice acting spotlight versus your stop animation stuff. Come on.
Dude, come on, man.
No.
Come on. Okay, let's be real. Let's be real.
I am real.
Come on, man.
I love your stop motion, and thousands of people love your stop motion.
I mean, I love my stop motion too, but I mean, you're getting like, do you want voice actors to come on and you're interviewing them, dude, and stuff? And that's incredible stuff, man. Like that.
It takes so much guts.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Not only that, like for real, here's the thing, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or anything else or when I say this, legitimately, I find it absolutely amazing from their standpoint, right? That they're coming onto your channel. It's not even a big channel. They could go to, IGN. They could go to Hasbro and whatever, millions of subscribers. They could do it there.
But they're coming to you.
To you.
That's Yeah, dude, that is awesome stuff, dude. That's so
I
cool.
think it's because I start my journey with them with a big ego booster. You know, like I go and I say, okay, this is all the great stuff you've done and how you got there. So
Right.
up front, that's what John Machida said backstage afterwards. He said, I wasn't even worried. I mean, he said, I've been doing interview for 40 years, so there's nothing I couldn't handle. But I watched your video and I knew you'd done your research and that it wasn't going to be a half-ass interview, that you were going to be prepared. Oh, my son's telling me good night. Oh, bye-bye, Adrien, je t'aime. Passe une belle nuit. Écoute, puis fais dodo, puis réveille-toi pas cette nuit.
What he said times 2,
There you go.
because I'll never be able to repeat that.
Ever.
But
You could
But
voice
no,
act it.
but seriously though, I mean that's super cool, and the fact that they feel comfortable with you coming on and everything. I watch interviews nowadays with whatever, and there's always this 22-year-old intern who doesn't know anything about the actor, the movie, the history of the movie. And they think they're asking a question that everyone has to know or no one knows yet, and then everyone face bombs because everyone already knows the answer.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's been asked
you know?
40 times.
I was in line to ask question yesterday. Yesterday. The first panel was Laurie Faso and Arlene. No, Sharon Arch. I can't remember her name. The voice of RC and Energon. Anyway.
Sharon Blue.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Susan Blue.
Susan
Susan
Blue
Blue was
was
the
the
first.
Oh, no,
voice
no.
of
Oh, yeah, Susan Blue
RC
was
in G1, but in the
G1.
Transformer Energons, it was Sharon Alexander, I think.
Okay. Okay.
And fantastic woman, you know, and so there's a guy, and the first guy in line, he asks a question, and he's like, so how do you think that your character would have reacted in blah, blah, blah situation? And I'm like, shut the hell up. They don't know. That's a question for the writer.
When I got okay, so funny similar story, but funny story. David K was at TFCon when I was there, and he sits down and he's doing this panel and he's talking, he's doing all this stuff, and the first thing out of his mouth, he says, "If you ask me a stupid ass question like what would Beast Wars Megatron say to animated Optimus Prime, I will have you removed from the room. If that is your question, please keep your hand down. I have no idea. That's a question for the writers and blah, 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 blah." But, I mean, he went on to explain, like, he's not being a dick or anything. He's tired of those questions, you know, so.
Well, he is. David K took a stand at TFCon for a lot of things. Basically, now at Toronto TFCon, there's a rule about stupid monkey tricks, and that's exactly how he phrased it, and that's how every organizer repeats it. You cannot ask any actor a stupid monkey trick. Like, okay, you have Sideswipe and Sunstreaker at a drive-through. What do they order? Go. Like, that's a big no-no.
Why would you even ask a question like that?
Like,
I always find it
because
disrespectful.
people think it's funny and it's not.
No, it's not. No, because
that's the thing. You know,
even at Comic-Con, you get people like that. You know, you get people that ask questions like, remember in episode 240, you know, and then, you know, let's say it's The Simpsons, for example, and Homer did this and that, and why did he do that? And Dan Castelletto would be like, I don't know.
A good friend of mine who sadly passed away earlier this year, Chris Ayers, one of the Ayers brothers, Greg and Chris, they're famous voice actors, and they've done lots of anime and movies and whatnot. And one of his biggest things he hated about doing signings would be people or going to a panel would be people who would ask the same question no matter where he was in the United States for like one certain character or another character. And he said, look, man, I've answered this question probably more times than your age, and I'm not doing it. He said, what are you, 16?
But that's the thing.
I probably
eventually you just get tired of it.
Well, that's it.
You know, that's why I reminded Michael Bell during my interview that there was this one girl. She comes up to him for an interview, and it's at some whatever toy show. And you know, the quirky big boob, low V-neck, and she's like, "Oh, hi. Can I ask you a question?" So he goes to the interview, and she said, "Oh, and this is Michael Bell, and he voiced some of my favorite character." And he goes, "Such as," and she freaking blanks. She had to
Oh, no.
wait for the guy in her ear to tell her, "Oh, he's the voice of this, he's the voice of that." And then she started, you know, telling character, and Michael was totally not impressed, and I loved him for it. I'm like, "You bang on the money, bam."
Yep.
Such as, and I told him that he said, and you know what, it happens all the time. And then he told this story about some other actor, and there's some kid at the booth, and he's looking at all the picture, and he's like, "I don't know any of these guys." And he said, "Well, then just fuck off." Why would you say that? So I respect Michael Bell was such a riot to interview. So
Michael Bell's old school too.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's very old
no
school.
nonsense. He's gonna tell you.
So,
And
so,
then-
did you pick? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to ask him. Did you pick anything else up at Comic-Con?
Oh yeah, I did actually. Hold on.
Well,
So I was telling you the story about the bad questions. I go up there and I ask my favorite question. So I asked Lori and Sharon and said, what I ask every actor is the whole business. There's celebrity voice actor and you guys, and do you feel it's a necessary evil to have celebrity voice actor voice whatever you could do the same job, but they just put the big names to get the attraction? And that's something that I feel is important to them. So they all have opinion, and it's an actual discussion between me and them.
Intelligent question.
You know, a smart question. So I did that, and then I was the first one to ask a question at Greg Berger's, and he recognized me, you know, from me going to the table and getting this.
nice.
Wow,
then-
nice.
I
Very
said,
nice.
"Can you make it to Raziel Kane reviews?" And then he forgot the Y in Kane. I'm like, "I don't care. This is great." So now this is going to be at the back here somewhere when I
Nice.
do my
Very
review.
nice.
So I asked Greg the same question, and he was with Laurie Fazo. And he said, as objectively as I can be, if somebody is the right voice for a character, then go ahead. Being working or celebrity, that's fine. But, you know, and then they have like this whole, they all have their opinion basically saying we could do the job. We don't need those celebrity. That's basically but then after that, when there was still about 5 minutes left, and then the organizer, she's like, "Anybody else got a question?" I'm like, "Oh, I got one more." So I go back up and I was like, "Greg, maybe the crowd would like to know about your involvement in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes."
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, yes.
Nice.
And the crowd laughed, and Greg was like, "Oh, thank you." And then he started talking about how he got involved in 2 movies in San Diego and how much fun it was. So, but these were fun questions for them to answer.
Yes.
So I think, I don't know, I should have went to show business. Yeah, I miss my calling maybe. Anyway, but I'm still gonna go. I'm still
Or you're doing your calling now.
exactly, and it's a hobby, and it's not stressful, and it's fun. So
Yeah.
and then I asked Greg, I'm saying, "Hey, if you ever talk to Dan Gilvezan again, can you tell him to check his messages? Because I've been trying to contact him." So
Dan, dude, that's funny.
yeah,
Dan's a hoot, man. I will say that.
Well,
He's
actually,
funny. He's a funny dude.
there's a picture on Facebook right now. Him, Frank Welker, and Peter Cullen taking boarding a plane together to go in Sioux Falls to do voice actor against cancer. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
the place to be this
Very nice.
weekend was Sioux Falls,
Yep.
not Comic-Con.
No.
So yeah, so that's what I picked up.
That's cool.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, but I had a great weekend. Yes, today was actually boring. Like I was looking at the panel, and it's like how to make different things. I'm like, okay, I'm not really interested. Paul Davis was there, and he showed all the episode that he wrote, his favorite ones and everything. So,
Little Survivor fan and Mr. Bobot.
hello, Mr.
Hello.
Bobot. That's an interesting new name. I haven't seen your name before, so please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Hey, Survive.
It was sort of like that at Montreal Comic Con too. It was kind of slow, but they did have the two. They had Chrissy from Stranger Things, and they had her boyfriend. So the guy everyone hated, Mason, whatever his name is. Anyway,
Oh, the blonde, the jerk off. Yeah.
yes. They just made the schedule, and they were to have John DiMaggio, but he canceled at the last minute. And they were going to have Mother's Milk and A Train, but they canceled. But we did have. I did meet Love Sausage's mother. The
Who?
guy who loved Sausage on The Boys. You know The Boys.
You're digging at my memory, and I'm pretty bad right now.
Okay, no. Okay, so the new show, The Boys. I'm sure you know it.
Oh yeah, I know The Boys.
Okay, so there's a character called Love Sausage, who has a big.
Oh, it's like yeah.
Okay, so the actor's mother came up to me and says, "Where's my son? He's in a panel somewhere." So I had to show her where her son is, and I said, "Say hi for me." It was just funny. Funny.
Wow.
It was just funny that I said, "Oh, you're Love Sausage's mother," and she's like, "Yes, I am. I don't like the fact that he's called that."
Well, live with it, mother. That's it. You love Sausage Mom.
And I saw so many Eddie Munsons. It's crazy. Like so many girls dressed up like Eddie Munson, and they have the Dio and the.
But he was such a
and all
good
the-
character.
Well, no, but I know that, but they don't know the bands. This is my point. There's so many people who wear the gear.
Yep.
Wear like a Metallica shirt or a Megadeth shirt or an Iron Maiden shirt, and have no idea about. Name 3 Iron Maiden songs. Go. And they can't.
I just want to say this, man. Back in the day, dude, you would get beat up.
Yes.
Like for real, legitimate ass kicked.
Yes.
If you wore Metallica, Slayer, Iron Man, it didn't matter.
Any of them.
Yeah, you were a poser, and you were outed, and you got your ass kicked for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm glad we evolved beyond that. I'm just saying, as a race, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, yes.
But we just need to apply the same evolution to other political and racial issues.
Yes.
Here I am being philosophical.
Well, it's probably because evolution is a mystery. No one cares. No one sees. The clock makes a fool of history.
And some people are just missed in the evolutionary chain. That's all.
Yeah, I was having a chat at work, and I'm one guy with 20. Well, actually, we're 2 guys now, but whatever. He doesn't count. And it's just women. So what I do for fun when I'm bored is I do kind of sexist, misogynist jokes just to get them riled up, and it works all the time. But one thing that when they're talking about, whatever oppression and stuff like that, I always go back to natural selection in every discussion, just to, it kind of upsets them. And I'm like, no, man, they should have just natural selection. That person should have been, exterminated naturally. But because we as a society go at the speed of the slowest person, that's what we are now, then that person unfortunately bypassed survival of the fittest, and it just pisses people off. But I'm having a blast, so I don't care.
Real quick, Survive Fan 23 Studios. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there is a series. It's a pilot. The 1313 Mockingbird Lane. That's the name of the pilot. That's the name of the series.
Oh my God,
And it's
monsters. Oh my.
Yeah, and it came out about a decade or so ago, and it's really good. It's a really interesting take on the monsters. Definitely check it out if you can find it. Check it out. It's only about an hour long or so.
Isn't there a new show called Wednesday coming out where she has got her own?
Yeah, she's an adult. Yeah, it's an adult Wednesday. Yeah, from Adam's
Oh my God, that's gonna be so cool.
It is Reese Witherspoon reprising the role, if I'm not mistaken, or producing it.
Reese Witherspoon as Wednesday.
It's Christina Ricci, actually.
Christina Ricci, pardon me.
Yes.
She's either portraying it or producing it or both.
Wow.
So
she's good. I like Christina.
That's supposed to be coming out, I think, this year sometime or
we
next.
grew up with her.
Yeah.
So,
I saw a little kid dressed, a little girl dressed as Edward Scissorhands. I nearly flipped out because that movie's old.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's
and
good.
It's
And
such
it's
a
great.
shame because if you look at his older works, they're fantastic, and then you look at his newer stuff, and I'm like, what happened, man?
I know.
No. Johnny Depp is still doing great.
Well, I'm not talking about Depp. It's his direction used to be the stuff of newfangled wow, and then later you look at his direction, how he's directed, and you're
Yes.
thinking, you look like everybody else. Your shows,
Oh,
everything you direct,
Oh
now looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
everything else.
The weird, because what he did with Tim Burton and all that. That's
Well, yeah, but that's Tim
Tim
Burton.
Burton, you could recognize a Tim Burton
Yes.
directed show instantly,
Yes.
but now you
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
well, because he got Disney-fied. I mean, if you
Okay,
look at
that's
what
true.
if you look at what he originally wanted to do for Alice in Wonderland, Disney
Oh,
stepped in and was like, "Yo, calm this down," and then he calmed it down, and then
It became no.
yeah, so
You don't want to.
But you guys see what I'm saying is
Yeah.
it's just not the same anymore. I mean, those like Beetlejuice was great for a reason. He could not do Beetlejuice the way you cannot do Beetlejuice or the monsters the way.
Well, there's going to be Beetlejuice too, and I can't wait to see that train wreck. My
Well,
girlfriend's super excited, and I'm not.
well, and I want to
Jeff-
say I want to
Jeff
say
would be
this
in-
too.
because
I want
it's-
to say this too. I'll defend Tim Burton on this, right? Because you can't. I think it's unfair to. I think it's really unfair to judge a director, an actor, whatever it is, by an older work and say that they couldn't do that anymore or anything else. Because at the end of the day, life dictates what you do, how you do it, when you
Oh,
do it.
absolutely. I
and
will
stuff
not
like
argue that.
right? So
I will not argue that, and I wasn't disparaging him because of it. I'm just saying you could tell.
no, I didn't think you were. I didn't think
Yeah,
you were.
you could tell if you look at an older film because there is always progression of the self, progression of ideas, progression
Yes.
of society, progression of technology. I get all that. I totally get all that. But there was a certain style, a certain flair to his direction that just isn't there anymore. That's what I'm saying. Because even as his films got older, there's still bits.
And I think the other problem is too is when you become extremely popular, you get a bunch of copycats, and then that kind of waters down your style and everything else as well, right?
It
So
does. Yeah, and then everyone
I
does.
wonder
does
in
that type of
30
movie.
years who's going to be
Right.
the directors that we're going to still praise. Like, I mean, are we going to think, Stanley Kubrick, who left a legacy of powerful shots, and are we
Mhm.
going to see that in modern director? I don't know.
I've got an interesting story about that because I saw Malcolm McDowell, right, who did Clockwork Orange, right? So he had a great. He's filming in Newfoundland right now, Son of a Critch, right? So he's
Okay.
in Canada, busy filming. But his big thing was the very last scene of A Clockwork Orange was his favorite scene, whereby it was all done on the cuff and it was one take. So basically, what happened was. Kubrick says, "Okay, it's raining in London and it's so bad," and he's like, "Oh," and he says, "Just do the cut." So if you remember the movie when the psychiatrist goes in and has the ink blots or whatever, and shows Alex the ink blots, and Alex just rattles off whatever on his mind. That really is McDowell saying these things. And Kubrick was laughing his ass off
Okay.
during the filming, once the filming was over. And he said, yes, we're going to use that take. And I just found it really, really funny. It was great. It was a great story.
And along those same lines, like what Input is and it's fantastic, by the way, guys, watching, who join us later or watching now, make sure you go check out his stop motion channel, because everything he's doing now came off the back of Stuart Blackton, who is considered the father of stop motion. And so, it's you could even see what Input is doing now. You could see some of Stuart Blackton's work in it. I mean, it's just, I'm not sure if Input is
Yeah, but
aware of
Input
that.
is the best, man.
Oh well, shucks. And actually, I'm glad I'm glad somebody caught that, Ninja Bill.
You're familiar with him.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I
did
really
not
am.
know that. I did not know that. Well, congratulations, because that's there's a bit of it in there, and he's called the father of stop motion, because everything a lot of people doing now is based upon what he brought. I mean, here was this guy out of the UK, and he just said, what if I string a bunch of images together? What happens? And then poof.
It works. It's stop motion is still fun to this day. I mean,
And
I
then
watch
there's-
Input and Ultra Marcus all the time. And
Oh, and let's not forget another guy who's really famous, for stop motion of dinosaurs and monsters and
Jurassic
come on
Park.
now. Huh?
No.
No.
I think I
Come
know
on.
I think I
Come
know
on.
who he means.
Come on, you can do it.
No, I can't. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Old horror,
Rattler?
old horror movies, old sci-fi movies. You can do it. You can do it.
Just give me the answer, man.
Yeah. Just give
too late
just
for
give us the
games.
answer. Yeah.
Roger. There's a hint.
Rabbit?
No.
Corman.
I have no
Roger.
clue who that is.
Oh,
I quit.
That's it. Ninja Bell's dead.
I quit.
okay. But
You don't know who Roger? Oh man, Roger Corman.
No, man, I'm new at this whole everything.
Roger
I was born
Corman.
2 years ago, and I just learned about Transformers and voice acting. That's all.
Well, I will say, I appreciate the kind words on it, guys, and I'm hypercritical of my stuff. You can ask Oracle. Like I'll throw away an entire scene. I'll throw away a week's worth of animation because I'm like, nah, I hate this angle. This angle sucks. And I'll Control Alt Delete the entire thing. And I feel like there's so much stuff on the chopping room, on the editing room floor for stuff that's just like, ugh. But
Sometimes I'll do that. I'll read the whole script, and then I'll listen to it, and then it's
Wait,
crap
you write
going
scripts?
wrong. And yeah, of course I write script. I can't. Okay, the first
you
time
can't
I
ad
did,
lib.
I did Dan Gilvezan, my first one. And I'm
Maybe
like,
why
okay,
that's why my channel fails because I don't script anything.
I don't do
and I just put
script
the
on
stuff in front of
reviews.
the camera and go.
Well, yeah, but that's reviews. But when
Wow.
I do voice actor spotlight, I research my stuff. I write a script because the first time I just like, okay, this is what I want to talk about Dan Gilvezan, and I started talking, and then I was, but I'm like, no, wrote a script, did it, and but then when I re-listened to my old stuff, I'm like, oh God, I think I've improved since the beginning. So
My
now
channel
I
is
know
an
that-
ad lib of an ad lib. I don't know.
Yeah. When I do tour review,
it's great.
I
It's great
used
the
to-
way it is.
I used to cut a lot of things in my tour reviews to remove when I was just going, nah. At this point, if it's not too long, I don't care. It's just a tour review. So
I have to remove all the cursing.
I do too. I
I
try
have,
to.
I have a lot of kids who watch my channel, so because originally the reason I started my channel of Ninja Bill Reviews was for all my nieces and nephews. I have 10 of them, all from just my brother alone,
Wow.
because apparently he didn't understand the word condoms, but
Okay.
and, so I produced it. I started making these little toy reviews for them, and it just grew from there. But but I had to remove, and it got to be a habit of removing the cursing because I swear like a sailor. Even right now, I have to fight the urge to use a lot of swearing.
Yeah,
when I'm
on
on live
stream,
shows.
I
Oh,
don't
so do I.
mind it. Like, it's not that. I'm not gonna go on a swearing string, and so yeah, it doesn't really. But on reviews, I do try to be careful.
I compound swear, so there you go.
I once dropped the C word in the middle of one of my Ninja Bill live shows,
Oh.
and I did. I wasn't aware of it until the other guy. I think
no.
Input was probably there for that show, and he was like, "What'd you say?" And I'm like, oh no."
See, if you were in the UK, it'd be fine.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love UK show just because they say that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you were in England, it'd be fine. It'd be like no problem.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
It's great. Oh, by the way, I did pick up a lot of stuff too. By the way,
I got one thing I want to show.
Show it.
Okay,
show
go
it.
ahead, guys.
Show and tell.
I mean,
Show and tell.
Turn on your camera.
Well, my camera's on for special occasions, and you're lucky that this is a special occasion. So,
Okay, I'll agree
I
with
don't know.
that.
I've got Transmetal 3 Megatron. Now, before you guys ask, what is Transmetal 3? Blah, blah, it's not in the show. It's a BotCon exclusive recolor of the RID Megatron Galvatron mold. So
nice.
You've got Gigatron too. He was also a Gigatron in there as well. Yes, thank you.
Yep. And a Death Source too.
And a Death Source, yes.
Yeah. If you're gonna try and correct me, come on, man, bring the thunder. Let's go.
I already did though.
The thunder and the lightning.
No. But his bat mask, whatever, has been removed. But other than that, it's still the same figure.
It's a great mold.
It's great mold.
All I have is the Freeze Devil Cryo Scourge
Nice.
from Jinbao. I think it's Jinbao.
Yeah, you have the shorter version of that.
I actually gave away for the auction. I gave away my original cryo Scourge, the three-headed dragon thing.
So
okay.
I've got my share screen up. If you want to click on that, Raz, and I'll show you guys quickly what I picked up. Because I don't want to go downstairs, because I'm too lazy. So anyway, I got the Perceptor, which I really enjoy. This is sort of like a 1.2 inch figure. It's a micro Power Rangers Yellow Ranger. Of course, I picked up that. Now these are interesting. These are the Infinity series. I'm a big Gundam guy.
Okay.
But these are interesting because of their swappable body armor parts. So every kit you buy, you can swap, and they come with additional armor kits on them, where you can swap out with. It's amazing.
Do you have the unicorn?
No, it's not available in this set at the time. But I do have an HG unicorn, so high grade unicorn. But I also picked up a Ratchet. This is an Infinity set, Gundam Infinity set. It comes with 2 frames and 2 armor kits you could build. Which is, I'm a big Gundam guy, so you can't see him right here, but I picked up another Silver Streak, buzzworthy Silver Streak, because I broke the.
Why do you have 2 RED Ultra Magnus?
Well. Because I bought one, and then my brother said, "Oh, by the way, hey, I got you something," and I'm like, "Great!"
Oh,
and then he showed it to me, and he pulled it out of the bag. He said, "Check this out," and I pulled mine out, and I said, "Yeah, isn't it great?"
Yeah, but because I was looking at it, I'm like, you can't put one in bot mode. What's the point? But I'm just anyway, just me, man. I like
the RED series. A lot of people don't. And I understand they have every reason not to like the series. I totally understand why people don't like the Red series.
Yes.
However, that said, there are 2 figures that should be in the Red series that aren't. Which one is probably Alpha Trion. It should definitely be in the Red series. Okay, 'cause he shouldn't have an alt mode. And the other one is
Wheelie. No.
Nightbird should also be in the Red series because she never had an alt mode either. So.
Yeah, she's a good one. But I really liked the Generation Selects one that they had. She's good.
It's got an alt mode, so it's just me. It's just me going here, guys. If you disagree, that's okay. All I'm saying is Nightbird should never have an alt mode, ever. Because she didn't hit in the show. Yes, I know. G1, blah, 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 blah. I
actually agree, Ninja. I actually agree. I agree.
I disagree. Just because I kind of feel like that holds the entire series of Transformers back, like that line of thinking, and I think that we're seeing witness to it right now. With that new design with Mark, whatever his name is, and this whole Hyper Neo G1 thing, and I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I
get it. I get where you're going. You're seeing progression, and you like that. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And with the what I'm kind of seeing now is a with legacy and stuff, I see more of a regression than a progression.
Really?
Yeah,
He kind
because
of he's right.
because like the new Minosaur,
Mhm.
it's a lot of copied ideas from third party, a lot of
Well, from Magic Square, yeah.
from Magic Square, X Transbots, DX9. It's a lot of copied engineering from that. It's a lot of copied engineering from G1, from Hasbro themselves. It's a lot of copied engineering. I mean, and it's just one of those things to me where they're the rights holder, so I kind of feel like they should be the one innovating. They should be the one leading the charge, leading the way with all this, and not necessarily taking others' ideas.
Or their own ideas, like in the case of the T30 RC being retooled and reused for.
That's the worst offender in my book, because a lot of people didn't like Earthrise RC because of it's a shell former and it's this and that. But this figure is doing the exact same transformation. Not the same. It's doing exactly what the Earthrise figure did, and it's just a simple retool of Thrilling 30 from 8 years ago, whatever it is. And
now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is the Armada Starscream coming out a retool of the T30, or is it an all new mold?
See, that's the other thing. I do think it's just an upscaled retool, like kind of like what they did with Earthrise Starscream. It's just an upscaled classics version of Starscream, right?
Well, I have classics version, and my son prefers the classic, the oldest, because that was his toy. But it's more than an upscale. Like, I mean, there's some
slight there is some slight transformation differences. I will say that, legs fold up instead of slide and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's the same transformation. It's the same steps essentially. And that's what they're doing with this new RC, right? That's what they're doing with this new RC, and they just did it with the Thrilling 30.
But I'm still excited.
I mean, that's fine. Like, if anybody's happy for it, that's great. Like, I don't want to take that away, but
the other end is that new Alita looks way better than the Earthrise Alita, which I'm
looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Minerva out of the same mold. I'm looking forward to both Alita and Minerva because it's such a unique look. A lot of people say it was ugly, the head sticking, blah blah blah. I don't care about that. It's such a unique take on the character that we've seen previously, and I like it and I want it.
I'm excited. I have
that's the end of. Sorry, go ahead, Raz. I cut you off.
No, it's cool. I'm just saying that's the end of what I have. Blitzwing, Tarantulas, RC, and Alita 1 on the way. And what else? No, I think that's it. And then I want to get the new Inferno. Beast Inferno looks good.
I do want to get that. That does look good. I do like that.
And then
especially the articulated jaw.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason I would accept picking up that figure is if there's nothing else to get, and it's because I love the way his face looks. I don't know.
Oh, royalty.
Yeah, it was such a great
Survive has a good point about the Armada Starscream. I think that's what he's talking about. That they could use the mold for Thundercrider, Skywarp, and and I hope they don't. I think Armada Starscream should be unique because he was the only seeker from the show. I know there was other toy.
Well, there was Thundercracker too.
Was there in the show?
Yeah, or Blue Starscream, or however you want to look at that.
Yeah.
But
But that Universe Ramjet was cool because there was some retooling on that, and he was cool looking. So there was some slight retooling on that toy when they released it, and it's one I regretted always passing, and I always wanted it, and I'm like, I did. I wanted it, and I passed on it so many times.
I'm just really excited we're
when
getting
you
a
pass up
farm.
on stuff, then you pay scalper price, and that sucks.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna. I
saying,
have
Mr.
to
Michael?
go, guys. I have to wake up tomorrow morning because I'm going
Yep.
to
Okay.
Saint-Adèle. I'm going to
Me
Le
too,
Pays
I gotta go.
Merveille.
But I was just saying that I'm excited for Tarn once we
Oh,
get.
Oh,
dude,
I
the
heard.
Oh,
Tarn-
yeah. I've
Yeah.
forgotten about
A
him.
lot of
Yeah,
people. I have no
yeah.
clue who that guy is. I know he's IDW.
Oh, I
Oh,
I
boy.
had no clue for a little bit, but then when I started reading him, and he's better than Megatron.
My introduction to him was Cyberverse.
Yeah, me too. And he
Yeah.
was good. He was a good Cyberverse character.
Yeah.
I'm surprised when it came to Tarn is that
Yeah.
they put him. First of all, they put him in Cyberverse, and I was like, "What?"
Yes.
And then they were like, "Yeah, we're going to release a new figure," and I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, just,
Yeah.
you guys
Tarn
do
Love.
remember what he did in IDW, right? Like, you do
Yeah.
remember like 5 or 6 years ago when you said you will never do the DJG in action figure form, right? Because
And here we are.
and here we are. It's just like
People have
golly.
spoken.
I'm not upset.
I'm not upset either. Not at all.
I might
It's just
get him too.
it's
I might.
surprising.
I might.
I
Get him.
know. I know.
So,
It's,
all right. Well, guys, it's been great.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. It was
Yeah.
Thanks for
really
having
fun.
us. Thank you.
I'm super tired, but it's always good to chat with you guys. And yeah, any last words? Anybody?
Be good to each other.
Nah, not today. Screw that.
happy birthday to me.
So,
Happy birthday to you, then.
Yes.
oh, what is it? Your birthday?
It's my birthday tomorrow. I told you that.
Dude, you have to say that at the beginning of the stream. Okay, happy birthday. All right, I'm gonna roll out the banner and the outro and all that stuff. So, what's my ending? God, oh yeah,
That
hit
was
the
the
bell, subscribe, like, hit the bell. Also, leave a comment. I love reading those. And remember, nothing in life gives you the right to be an asshole. Take care.